Hey everyone, welcome back to Bird Talk with Terrence Mathis. I'm William Brandon. Please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel Atlanta Sports Unlimited and turn on those notifications so you don't miss an episode. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, the simplest sports fantasy game in the market. Get this, sign up using the code ASU and Prize Picks will 100% match your initial offer up to $100. Download the app for free at the Google Play Store or the App Store. Well, T, here we go again. The Atlanta Falcons have lost again. The Falcons lose at home to the Minnesota Vikings 31-28. And based on their opportunities and how that game should have been put away, this might be the worst loss in the Arthur Smith era, as the Falcons fail on multiple opportunities to get red zone touchdowns. The Minnesota Vikings third string QB Joshua Dobbs, who arrived on Wednesday at their practice facility, hadn't learned the players' names, his cadence, or the plays, but somehow he was still more prepared than the Atlanta Falcons. And with that, the Vikings now have a tiebreaker over the Falcons. God forbid we need a wild card spot. And on that, go ahead, T. Tell us how.
hey, man.
How you feel.
Here's the thing: we've been having red zone problems in the last 3 years. We've been talking about it on this show. We can talk about it whatsoever. Who should be in the game? What plays should be called? Blah 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 blah.
Right.
Here's the thing, and I remember Dan Reeves said this to us years ago. He says getting touchdown is not so much as execution; it's a want to.
Mm-hmm.
You have to want it, and you have to want it bad enough that you would do anything to get in the end zone. That's even calling plays and put the ball in your playmaker's hands whatsoever. So when we understood that, we started an extra effort, offensive line wise, receiver wise, tight end wise, running backs, quarterbacks, to get in the end zone.
Right.
So once we got comfortable down there, it was easier. But then we had to, you had big 235-pound running back Jamal Anderson that can pound it in, and you had big tight ends, 6'7" tight end OJ Santiago and Tony Martin and myself, and we had all these weapons, Tim Dwight whatsoever. So we loved it when we got in the red zone because we knew we were going to score. And then we had the luxury, like the Falcons did. We had Morton Anderson if we didn't. So we could be as aggressive as we wanted to, but we knew we were coming away with points. We weren't worried about turning the ball over or anything like that. It was either we're going to score a touchdown or Morton Anderson going to kick a field goal. We never played for 3 points. And I think there's a mentality like, okay, we can't make a mistake down here. This is a precious area right here. We got to come away with some points. So you kind of you play it safe.
Mm-hmm.
So you won't turn the ball over, because you had some times over the years where you did turn the ball over in the red zone, and that always sticks in your head. You got to forget that and just got to continue to play aggressive, because at some point it's going to break. But if you keep doing what you're doing, it's going to keep happening. Right. So at some point you have to say, okay, let's be aggressive. Whatever happens here, happens here. And then you get used to it, get in the groove and an understanding that we're going to be aggressive down here and we're going to score points. But I guarantee you there's a mindset from the players. Well, we're going to get conservative when we get down here. It's going to be conservative. Come on. Players talk like that.
Yeah.
We talked like that. We knew exactly what was going to happen in certain periods of game, good or bad, whatsoever, because of the way we practice, or the way it was taught to us, or the way it was told to us, or the habits we created by it. So it's a habit now. There's a habit that's formed that when we get down here, we know we're going to get conservative whatsoever, take care of the football. Cool, who's the most valuable player of the Atlanta Falcons right now, going to kick the field goal and everything is going to be all right. And I've been saying this, why are we playing the game so close to the vest and saying, okay, we get the ball, we're going to drive it down, kick a field goal, go ahead, whatsoever, and then let the defense do what they have to do. This defense, at some point in the season, I don't care how many games you play, your defense is going to not do what you expect them to do or what they've been doing all year round. At some point, it's going to break. At some point, it happens. So
Right.
this is the NFL. It happens. But when that does happen, when the defense is not playing well, the offense have to pick up the slack, like the defense has doing all year. We're going to
Exactly.
keep us in the game, and you just find a way to win the game for us whatsoever. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's a team game.
right,
The whole team has to come together. We can't
right,
expect the
right,
defense to
right,
bail us out week after
right,
week, give you so many tries in the
right,
fourth quarter
right,
just for you to get up there and fail. Like
right,
Koo has like 40 something percent of our total points
right.
this year. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
he got
too
4
much.
field goals and 2 extra points. He had 14 of the 28. He had half the score
Yeah,
by
they have the
himself.
points. Right,
That's
right.
ridiculous. You're
That's
talking
right.
about those failures in the red zone. I don't know why Arthur Smith is continuing to do gadget plays with Jonnu Smith at the goal line. He hands the ball off to Jonnu Smith while Kyle Pitts blocks. I don't understand it. We were at the one. Yes, we got a false start. Okay.
Mhm.
But after that, you could continue to pound the rock. We got a
You
running
know what?
back. And, real quick, the thing that aggravates not just myself, but media and fans, everybody alike about Arthur Smith in these press conferences, because he brings up fantasy football and this, that. It's not that. It's not that. When you draft a guy, 3 guys, 3 straight years, skill positions in the top 10, you expect them to produce. You expect to see them have the opportunity to produce, but they don't really get the opportunity to produce. So it's
Right.
beyond fantasy football. It's like, why did you draft said guy if you're not going to use said guy for what he's capable of doing?
Well, let's go back a little bit. The jet sweep with Jonnu Smith.
Goodness
Here's the thing,
gracious.
and um, I thought maybe I'm the only one. I thought it was a good play.
Mm-hmm.
I thought here's the thing when you get a jet sweep. Soon as you get that ball, you're supposed to create a bubble to get away from the line of scrimmage,
Okay.
so you can turn your shoulders and come downhill. When you go back and watch that, the blockers on the outside was blocking on the outside shoulders of the defenders, thinking Jonnu was going outside,
Mm-hmm.
and he cut it up in between and ran into that where they were blocking
Right.
whatsoever. So if you look at that, look at it again and go, wow, if he would have stayed high and
Right.
bounced it, he would have walked in untouched. But at the same time, I get what you're saying about the gadget plays whatsoever to guys who, is your well,
Like you
at
said,
the end,
it's not Jamal, but you
yeah,
said when y'all got up there, you knew, hey,
yeah,
me, Santiago, T Martin, we're
mm,
gonna
mm,
block and
right,
Jamal's gonna run it.
right,
We know it's gonna happen.
right.
We get up there, like you said, I'm sure the offense is like, I don't know what we're about to do.
Well,
I'm sure.
it's funny because you don't know who the guy is in the red zone.
Yeah.
Who am I going to throw it to in the red zone? Who am I going to give it to in the red zone whatsoever? It's almost like you waiting for, okay, what's going to happen? And it's not a good feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those, okay, it's not a good feeling like, okay, we inside the 10. Okay, we about to punch this in. You're looking at the game and you're going, we inside the 10. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? It's not like you're expecting a touchdown. And
Nope.
when you do score a touchdown, it's like, oh my God, we scored. Oh, it's you're surprised. And you
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be that way. And then going forward, when you're talking about Arthur Smith and his press conferences whatsoever after the post game press conferences after the game, um, you know, I said this when he first got here, and how he took on that attitude of I'm the baddest man in the room. Um, and I said, if you're gonna be a badass all the time. I
Right.
always said that, and and that's who he is. But it gets to a point where it could get on people's nerves, and I'm pretty sure, the owner of this franchise, when he's sitting in there listening to this post game interview, and that he's not hearing what he wants to hear, is disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be disturbing because you have to meet with your boss on Monday morning. and explain to your boss what happened, and explain what you said and what you meant in that press conference, in that interview, that post-game interview. So are you, when you go sit with your boss, are you saying, oh man, I'm just saying that just because I don't like the media and they ask stupid questions, but here's where we are whatsoever? Maybe he's doing that. Maybe he's playing a game in front of the media, but is a whole different person in front of his boss. We don't know.
And that
but
could be
it. But here's the thing. Your players are listening to that. Your players are listening to that, because I don't know what's being said in the locker room after the games either.
right.
It could be something totally different. But to us, it looks like an era of, I don't care what you think. I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it. And this is how I did it. And so what? Be it whatsoever. So it looks like he doesn't care. It does. That's the then he and he can, we can talk and we can show film and we can digest stuff whatsoever. And he'll tell you, I don't care who,
Yeah.
I don't care what you think. I don't care. And he has that
And my one thing I just want to say about that, and probably like a lot of people though, I just take it as arrogance, and the arrogance and the entitlement to which that he shows is startling. And I'm not, it's not about someone's personal life, because you'll hear a lot about his father.
Yes.
His father owns FedEx,
Right.
or created FedEx. So the thing about that, why that could necessarily be a problem, is because he's already financially going to be okay. Right. They fire Arthur Smith tomorrow. He's not missing a meal. He's still living in $1 million home. He's going to be okay. So in my mind, I feel as though sometimes that could be play a part in how he acts.
Right.
Because he doesn't care. He doesn't have to care, so to speak. I hope to God that when he speaks to Mr. Blank or Rich McKay or whomever, that he shows some contrite and humbleness, and also to his team, because how he comes across, he does not display humble or any of that. He displays this belly a check type attitude without the Super Bowls.
Right.
And it's coming to a head, especially when you blow a game like that. After making the quarterback change, after saying it wasn't about play from the previous quarterback, but now you're sticking with Heineke, and Heineke didn't play much better than Ritter. Almost threw a pick six. I mean, it's all starting to point to one person right now, in my mind, and that's to Arthur Smith. He's got to fix some things, or we're going to continue. If you didn't realize, last year we were the same point, 4-5. We lost a heartbreaker to the Chargers. We ended up finishing 7 and 10? Is that when? Is that when we finished?
7-10. 7-10.
Yeah. So, here we are again, man. Here we are again. We got an opportunity. We keep saying this to right the ship. I don't even want to say, like you said last week, I don't even want to say we're going to win, because
here's the thing. Let's not even predict wins and hoping wins or whatsoever. Right now, we just want to see consistent football.
Right.
Okay. We want to see, of course, there's going to be 3 or 4 plays in a game that just look ugly. It happens. It happens. You play 60, 70 plays, you bound are going to have 2, 3, 4 plays that's going to look ugly at some point. But we want to see the other 64, 65 plays out of 70 that we go, okay, that had a chance. That had a chance. That had a chance. That had a chance. Now, did I read something right where it said, Arthur Smith said, Bijan helps us by being a decoy? Did I see that? Something similar to that?
I've heard that. I didn't see it myself. I heard that, so I don't know if that was was true or not. I did hear something that's similar.
Here's the thing. I hope that's not the case. But if somebody put that out there and said that, here it is. This is how I answer that one. If that's the case, this is not Little League football, where there's one bad dude on the team and you say, let's put everybody over there to stop him. because ain't nobody else gonna do
Little
anything.
giants.
Yeah. We're not. That's not this league. That's not
Right.
this league. So you can put him in the game or send him in motion and do whatever. It's not going to change the fact of what they're going to do. All they're going to do is shift a little bit, but they're not going to shift to the point where they're out of position where you think that, oh, he's a decoy, now we can run over here. No, they still have to play sound, solid defensive football and play gaps and seams and all those things. So
well, he's been
if that's a
decoying.
statement, that's a statement that shouldn't have been made, and I don't believe that's what you're doing. I just think that it's one of those things when we said it early when he got drafted was when Robinson got drafted. What about Algier? He was 1,000-yard back for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna.
We got CP.
We can go back with you. We can go back about 10, 12 weeks and roll the film. And I said, there's going to be a problem in that backfield.
Mm-hmm.
You got CP, Algier, and Robinson. You don't have enough footballs for them. So at some point, somebody's going to suffer in that. And right now, all three of them suffer because they don't know when they're playing.
And then you hand it off to the tight end. You give him running back snaps.
It's crazy because I don't know. Usually what happens in a football game is this: you go into a game with a set number of plays, blah blah blah. We're gonna run this. We're gonna run this. We're gonna run this, and then it's up to the position coach to make the substitutions. Sometimes the head coach will say, "Hey, give me such and such. Hey, go, get in there." But most of the time, it's up to the position coach who plays and how much they play. Okay. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I feel bad for the young man because he came here with high hopes and he had a lot of energy and he was real bubbly, nice guy, whatsoever. And now he even looks like, hey, what's I guess I just wait my time. That's what he looks like. I'm just waiting my time. And we know this. Here's the thing. He can hit one for 3 yards. He can hit one for 2 yards. He can get hit in the backfield. Then he hit one for 7. Mm-hmm. Then he may hit one for 15. But I'm talking about here's a maybes. And then he might hit one for 40. But he'll hit one for 2. Then he hit one for 5. And then he's out the game.
And then he had a fumble, and y'all don't give him back an opportunity to try to overcome that. He sat down on the bench. I'm like, what's going on?
It happens, man. It happens. I don't care. It happens. Here's the thing. And that's even with interceptions. I'm sorry, William, but it's even with interceptions. People don't understand. If you throw the ball 35 to 40 times, at some point, the other team going to get their hands on the football. It's inevitable.
Right.
You're going to make a play. They're going to make a play. I mean, you throw the ball that many times, somebody's going to make a play. It's when you see like Stroud in Texas,
right?
With the Houston Texans, he throw the ball 40-something times and over 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, and he may have 1 interception or none. It happens. But I didn't see anything different offensively. I thought we was efficient. I thought it moved quicker. It was more snappy, but I didn't see anything different, of what we have been doing the prior 8 weeks.
Back to what you're talking about Bijan, and I know this type of stuff doesn't matter, but I'm just saying it to kind of give people an idea. But in odds makers, Vegas, he was the favorite to win offensive rookie of the year. Mm-hmm. That means they thought, hey, he's going to get a lot of touches. We've seen what he's done in college. We see his mobility. They expected that. Of course, we probably, like you said, the guy you just mentioned, Stroud, is probably running away with that right now. And then the other thing is, we're going to Arizona this week. This is Bijan's hometown. Do you think they're going to increase his touches? I would probably think not. I think that the coach is probably going to stick to how he feels and his philosophy, and we're not going to play into all of that. That's, I'm sure he would say, but I would think, hey, the kid's hometown in front of his family, maybe he'll get a few more touches than normal. I don't know.
Hey man, this ain't fantasy football or family
exactly. That's what
reunion.
I'm saying. Exactly. Exactly.
That's exactly what he's gonna say. This ain't no family reunion
And and
or
and then
fantasy football.
the defense, as you were saying earlier, they did slip out the top 10 total D,
Yeah,
but they played well to get you to a point. I mean, we had a safety, we
right,
had a multiple
right,
sacks. Like they
right,
were doing things. I mean, when you get a safety, you
right,
get the 2 there. You would think your team would maybe come down and
right,
get 7 there. You go up a quick 9. But
right.
again, the offense is just like you said. There's not much has changed. The play,
Well,
the challenge he called. My
mhm,
goodness, anyone could
yeah,
see
I
that
don't
that
know.
wasn't going to be good or overturned.
Yeah, yeah. Here's the thing, defensively, and I'm sure they're gonna correct it. I'm pretty sure this year was the first time you've seen a running quarterback, a guy that can get out of the pocket and run. And I'm talking about run, not just move and run and slide. This dude could run.
Right.
And if Kyler Murray is healthy, you got that same type of situation.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure they're gonna fix that situation right there and fix that problem.
Because Dobbs said they didn't have a spy on him. So
Right, exactly.
I hope they have a spy on Murray, or at least
Right. Well,
goodness.
but you got to think about it, and because I'm gonna defend this defense, you got to think about it.
Mhm.
They had not prepared for Dobbs. They
Correct.
didn't expect him to play, and they was trying to make adjustments on the go because it was like, okay, wait a minute, we set a defense for in a pocket quarterback, blah
Mhm.
blah blah. Now this guy's mobile whatsoever, more confident, this and that, and it was the changes wouldn't happen as fast as they like, and they got bit a couple of times on some good runs whatsoever. And you just got to give it to the young man. He had a phenomenal day. It was a game that you could make a movie from
I'm telling
for
you.
him.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for him. I hated it was against the
Us.
Falcons, but it is what it is. So what we do, we move on. The thing is that you know I always say that, hey, it happens, man. I remember when I was with the Jets and the Indianapolis Colts was like 0-11,
Mhm.
and then Jeff George was their quarterback. And the night before the game, the head coach said, "Let's not give this rookie his first win tomorrow." We gave him his first win. It was one of the most embarrassing losses for us that season. We was a playoff team, and
Mm-mm-mm.
an 0-11 team with a rookie quarterback beat us. And it was embarrassing. But guess what? We woke up the next day and went right back to work. Nobody got fired. Nobody got released.
Who was the
It
head coach
happened.
of that team?
Bruce Coslett.
Okay.
And Pete Carroll was the defensive coordinator at the time.
Okay.
So it was like, all right. But we kept, hey, you got to forget about this one and move on. That's what professionals do.
And I have no doubt some of the players, again, I just think it's the guy at the top. I hope that he can move on and get past whatever he's battling, the ego or whatever, and just go out there and get this team ready to play football. Get them ready to
What?
win. Try to score in the red zone. It's he talks about fantasy and this, that, and the third, but it seems like he's trying to play it like a video game. It
Well,
just
here's the thing. Maybe he should start thinking about fantasy football a lot and says, well, if I give Bijan more carries whatsoever, more touches, hey, it's going to help somebody win. It may help us win.
yeah.
I need to get Pitts more balls. Maybe it's going to help us win. You know,
I saw a stat that all 3 of those guys this year have 6 touchdowns combined. When I speak of those
wow,
3 guys, I'm speaking of Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and Bijan Robinson.
wow,
Bijan just got his first rushing touchdown in Tennessee.
yeah,
First
wow.
rushing touchdown of the year.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm not making excuses for the head football coach, but I did say this. It was going to be a problem trying to please all these guys. It has to be unselfishness from these guys for them to be successful. Because when one guy's going good, you just got to keep blocking, keep going, and knowing that your day is going to come one Sunday or one half or whatever it may be. So you can't, because at the end of the day, the goal is to win championships, no matter how it happens.
Right.
Okay, I know your ego may get bruised a little bit because you're not getting the ball or this is not happening, but is when you win, it eases the pain a little bit, or the sting a little bit. But when you lose, and when you lose the way you lose, and now everybody's going, put the ball in my hands, I'm gonna score. Put the ball in my hands, I can make things happen. So now it's a harder job for the play caller, or the game manager to figure things out. And then you just got to find a way. Okay, if all right, he's hot. I got to keep giving it to him. Find a way to give it to him. All right, they're gonna stop him. Okay, there's Pitts, there's London, there's Smith,
Right.
there's Robinson. You got all these weapons that you can go to if they try to shut things down. It's all right. I'm gonna put this the best way I can put it. You have a system, all right, and you're trying to make these players fit your system and the way you want them to play. So it's not working. So with you gonna have to change your system to fit the players, because the players make the system. You can come in there with all these fancy stuff, all this genius stuff whatsoever, but if the players cannot do it and they're not comfortable with it, you can't try to put a square peg in a round hole.
Yeah.
You can't do it. So you have to change the way you do things. And you have to change. I'm telling you, William, it has to change now. I said this 3 weeks ago, don't get comfortable in your job, because tomorrow is not promised to you. So you're going to have to fix this thing and fix it now. And I don't, he can say, I don't care what you think. You guys ain't in the locker room. This, blah, blah, blah. Why should I listen to you guys? Blah, 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 blah. Well, you better listen to somebody. And you better listen to somebody in a hurry. Because right now, what you're doing is not working. And you don't have time now, with 9 games in, going to game 10, to say, oh, let's just let it work. You have to win now. And I'm sorry, a lot of people are going to say, well. No. This is a productive business, and it's about winning games. Ain't tanking for nothing whatsoever. We don't want no top 10 pick anymore. We don't want a top 20 pick anymore. We want to pick in the bottom third. So you got to win some football games.
I'm glad you brought that up. I had another point, but that just made me think of something. I really don't. We were talking about comments and things like that. We talked about in the past how it is important for, I guess, them to care about what the fans and the media and whatever think. And someone's like, no, they're billionaires, they don't care. Well, they're billionaires for a reason. The stadium has PSL owners, which I am one, which is almost like I have stock. So without the fans, there would be nobody there to watch. So that's the first thing. Second thing, as you said, whether he listens or not, those players, they do. They're on social media.
No, they do.
How do I know? Because Cordero Patterson just tweeted out a tweet like 2 days ago of him running up the field and saying, Ben can do this. I don't even know what that means, but clearly he has something he's trying to get off. It could be to the point you're saying about not getting enough touches, or it could just be people are hearing about the coach and things like that. So I'm well aware. I believe that the players themselves are very aware. So like you said, somebody is going to have to get through to the coach, because the players are going to start having problems and whispers in the locker room, because best believe these young guys who are 25 or older are on TikTok or Instagram and Twitter, and they see the comments. They see their own running back in their locker room posting a tweet saying he can do this still.
Which is funny to me, because I hope he's had conversation with the head coach and the offensive coordinator and the running back coach, and he wasn't getting what he wanted and then posted this. I hope he didn't post this without talking to them first.
Right.
Because that kind of looks, hey man, I get it. We know what you can do. We all know. We
That's what I
see
was
it.
like. Who's
We
that
see it.
for? Is he talking to the
Yeah,
public?
yeah, yeah. You don't talk to us. We're the wrong people to talk to because we already know.
Right.
So you need to go talk to your head football coach and sit in his office in front of him and say, I've been doing this for a while and I can still do this. You need to tell him that because
Mm-hmm.
we already know.
And that might be what the subtlety he was saying. We were talking about the goal line real quick. We were talking about the goal line earlier and how y'all performed in the 98 Falcons. Is this Philadelphia tush push? Is it that hard to do? I mean, why don't the Falcons ever try to implement that? Like, I don't understand that. It's
Well, it's a lot of practice. It's probably hard to do because you've seen teams, you've even seen collegiate teams, you've seen NFL teams try to do it. They can't do it.
mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things that they came up with and they practice it. They probably practice it every day. And then it's toward science. But when you got a quarterback that squats 600 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna push the center himself. He's pushing the center
Yeah.
with his 600-pound squat. So, and then you got the center who's probably squatting just the same,
Mm-hmm.
and they just pushing. And then you got them guys behind pushing too that squat a whole lot.
That's like
so
Jonnu, big guy,
yeah,
maybe Pitts. You got Algier. You got, you got some big boys.
it's a
You could get
mindset.
Calais Campbell in there if you need to push.
Yeah. It's a mindset.
I agree. I agree.
Mindset.
Little good news. Drake London returned to practice today.
Yes.
He was limited, but he did return to practice. And
Yes.
as you said, Kyler Murray is back, and he is making his season debut against the Falcons. So there's that tidbit. What you got for us to end the day?
Oh man, I don't have much. The reason why I don't have much. This is what I want. Each and every one of us know that things happen. In the Bible it says, pain and tears may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing here with what we do here. This is the entertainment business, what we do. At the end of the day, I don't think 99.99% of us get paid by the Atlanta Falcons.
Right.
And it's our home team. We want to be successful, all those things. But at the end of the day, whatever you go through, I don't care if it's at your job, in your marriage, whatever, with your kids, the night before, you got to understand the next day is a new day. Right. It's a new day. And that next day, you got to make it the best day. And I always say this. I said, there's 365 days out of the year. If you can win 80, 90% of those days, have great days out of that, you win it. You're in the playoffs. You got a chance. Your chances of going to heaven is beautiful. It's beautiful. And that's how you have to live your life. Every day ain't going to be a good day, but don't let that good day make every other day a bad day. It's, or that bad day, that bad day be detrimental for every other day. Let it go. Right. Take a deep breath, pray about it, get up in the morning and say, this is going to be a good day. My uncle told me one night when I was playing in college, real quick, I was playing in college, and he would call me every night before a game. And he'd be like, he called me T-Bone. Hey, T-Bone, you ready? You ready? He says, listen, before we get off the phone, he used to say to me this. He says, when you pray tonight, just pray that it's going to be a good day tomorrow. It's going to be a good day tomorrow. And believe it or not, man, when I played on Saturdays, most of the Saturdays was a good day. If it was not, I wouldn't be going into the College Football Hall of Fame this year.
Right.
So, and that's an example. You got to pray that tomorrow's going to be a good day. And you may get that raise. You may get that promotion. You may get that job you want. You may get that relationship, that ring that you want. You may get what you want. But you got to say that. You can't say, well, I hope tomorrow is not like today. No, it's over. When you lay your head down, today is done. Tomorrow's a new day. All right? Tomorrow's a new day. And thank God for every day he wakes you up. That's what I got.
Thank you as always, T.
Yeah.
Yeah, on that though, just fans, I know it hurts when we lose, but like he said, there's no need for you to take that on to your daily life. It's a
Right.
game at the end of the day. There's no need for you to have arguments with your family, your spouse, your child over a
Mhm.
game,
Yeah, over
or
a
it
game.
ruin your whole work week.
Right.
It's just a game at the end of the
Yeah.
day, and we'll be okay. They'll be
We
okay.
love you. We love you. Keep watching. Keep watching.
Yep. Thank you as always. Have a great day, everyone.